Listen to me very closely because you have two choices when it comes to AI. You can either adopt it or you can get left behind. But here's the problem.
Right guys, today is episode 6 of the Iman style animation tutorials. Today I will show you how to do this animation. First we're gonna head into After Effects, load up some footage, make a text animation, press right click new and then text. Check the footage, what he's saying, what makes sense, but here I will write you have two choices. Also I enabled these two buttons and this snapping, and now it really snaps on everything. It's perfect. So enable these two settings and the snapping. Then we're gonna change the font to Montserrat Bold, center the anchor point and move it in the middle, scale to S50, press P and move it down to here. Then you have to time it so it matches up with what he's saying. Now we're gonna add a black light like we did in the last videos. Just press right click, new and add a solid. Make sure it's black. Make it the same timing as the text layer. Move it down and go to effects and presets. Add fast box blur. Then go to the layer. Press toggle switches so you can see the continuously rasterize. Press on it and now it makes sure that the effect goes over the layer border because this is the exact effect we want. Just put the blur radius to 100. Move it up so it covers the text. Like this is perfect. Do it like this. Then animate the position. Here we want the animation to be finished. Press P, go to the beginning and then put it down so it goes up like this. Select the keyframes, go on the top to the flow plugin from aescripts.com. Here you can see the best presets which can be found in the description on my website. Just try it a few. I will go with the smooth L-easing. Now I want to animate the text. I have a very good plugin for this, what I want to achieve. But basically, you could also do this without the plugin, but it will save you more time. It's called the Type plugin. It's from aescripts.com. It's a paid plugin, but you can also do this yourself. You just press on the knife and then it separates all the words from your text you put in. So now we can animate them separately and put this in the right direction. Like this. Now we will move the beginning to where it starts. Now we will animate one word and then copy it to another. Just press P, keyframe the position and keyframe the opacity. Press U to reveal the keyframe properties. Move it back to around here. Then move it down like this, so it will go up, and then the opacity to 0. Also go to the flow plugin, play around with the easing. I will go with the fast out easing. We also have to make sure to separate the positions. Just press P and then separate the dimensions. It's important so we don't copy the wrong position. So we don't want to animate the X position, we only want to animate the Y position. Like this. Apply the fast out easing, go to the beginning and copy them. Then you can copy it to the rest of the words. So now it looks like this. Now we're gonna animate the handles with the choices. Just make sure to select at the top the rounded rectangle tool and then press shift and make it like this. So now it's perfectly square. Put the anchor point in the middle, select the anchor point tool, press command, double click. Now snap it to the middle like this. Then make it green. Put the roundness to 75. Then go to the top, go to the rectangle tool, and now we're gonna make like a side piece. Like this is perfect. This will be number 1. Good. Number 1. Then copy it and rotate it 180 degrees. This will be number 2. Perfect. Right click and then add the text. This will be 1. Make it black. We're gonna make it the black so it's the biggest size. Center the anchor point like I showed before. Move it to the middle. Scale it up like this is perfect to 200. So this will be number 1. Then copy it. Go to the top, this will be 2. Center the anchor point again, snap it to the middle. Now we go to the number 2 or like the layer and we will add a drop shadow. Go to effects and presets, get drop shadow. This is native in After Effects. The distance to 30, the direction to 180, the opacity to 100. And for the color we will go with like this grain. You can copy it if you want. Now paste the drop shadow to the other layer as well. Pre-comp the layers, 1 and number 1. Just right click, pre-compose. This will be, just call it 1. Pre-compose the other one and this will be 2. We'll make these two fly in. I will show you how, but basically we'll scale it down to 50 for now, and the positions, so this is on the left, line it up with the grid like this and like that. This is perfect. Now we want to animate these two choices the same way we animated the text, but in another way. So this will come from up. So keyframe the Y position and the opacity. Press U to reveal keyframe properties. Move it to the end. Scale it up and put the opacity to 0. Go to the flow plugin and we can apply the fast out easing like before and then copy it to the other layer as well. Also, I change up the timing so it exactly matches the 2 and then the choices. So it looks like this.
I have 2 choices.
Now we're gonna make an animation for both choices. So we're gonna get a ChatGPT image, then save as an PNG. Go to the folder, just ChatGPT. Check that it's a transparent background like this. It's perfect. I'll put it in, scale it down, press right click and add a solid. For the color, I will choose the After Effects interface, go in and make sure it's like a blue like this. So I get the ChatGPT background color. I think it's something like this. Go with that. Go to effects and presets, go to a vignette. Want to add like that is perfect. Also want to add color balance because I think they don't have so much blue in it, so I want to make it more gray, like to -50, so it looks like that. This is perfect, gray bluish. Then add a text, write down chat GPT, center the anchor point with command and double click on the anchor point icon. Scale it down like this, make it white. This will be the icon. Select both of them, pull them up. Now copy the text and we're gonna write out what he says. Then you can either adopt it. For this we will go with regular, like this. Center the anchor point again, scale it down. Then we're gonna make the design of the ChatGPT text bar. Just go to the rounded rectangle tool and drag it like this. Perfect. For the color, select the background and then select it. Go up with the color like this, so it stands out. Roundness, turn it up to 50. The stroke we want to disable. This, center the anchor point again. Make sure both of it is exactly in the middle, so it matches up. The text we're gonna make smaller to the side. Now we're gonna need like a send icon. This one seems good. Save as PNG in the assets folder. Just save arrow, doesn't really matter. Go into After Effects, drag it in. And for this, go to Effects and Presets and add a fill. Make it the color from the bar and make it a little bit more white, like this, perfect. Now we're gonna animate all of this, scale it down for the text, like this. The icon like this, put it up. And I will change the size from the bar to make it a little bit more smaller, and the text smaller, like this. You just have to play around how it looks good. Now we're gonna set up all the timing so it fits right. The text will start exactly here because he talks about it then. Then the background, animate the opacity so it fades in like this. Now we will select all the parts that will be moving and just go to the final position where I want it to be reached at 7 seconds. Just press on the position and go to the beginning. And now I want to animate everything. Also the opacity I want to animate. Select T on all of them and animate the opacity like this. Here this will be finished and then to 0. And the text I want to animate with Animation Composer. This is like a plugin where it's a free and a paid version. Text presets, transition on words and fade in position. Go with the ease fade position, very simple animation, press on in. Also play around with the easing, go to the flow plugin to make everything fit right. For the most part I'm using the smooth L easing, but you can just watch how I animate and I will tell if I have something important about the animation. But basically it's like playing around with all the animations and the keyframes and seeing what looks best. And for the icon and text I will also make an animation. So just parent the ChatGPT text to the icon, then press P, also drag it to the top like this and then also add some easing onto it. So this is now how the animation looks for the ChatGPT.
You can either adopt it.
Now I will make an animation for the second choice. This will be like in Windows XP, background and error message. So save the error message like this. Just save as error, go to your assets, then the Windows XP background. Because we want to show the viewer that if he's not adopting the AI technology, he will be left behind. So this will be the XP background, this. Go to After Effects, now import both of them. Also always make sure to clean up your composition and your project file manager. It's very important to stay productive. I will make a video in the future about this topic in particular. Place all the images in the picture folder and drag in the XP background and the error message like this. So now we can start with the next animation. Now I have a little trick for you guys. Press right click on the image layer, go on transform and then fit to comp height. So now it's exactly in the top and the bottom of the composition. Then the error on the top. And I just realized it's not fully transparent. It's kind of shit, but I will fix this in Photoshop. Just press right click, open Photoshop. I will show a little bit trick how you can just remove this. Go to the option selection tool. It's new from the update, but basically it just selects the object. Just press on it and now it's perfectly cut out. Better than every AI because they always fuck up the selection. Then right click, export as PNG. Go to your assets and then just replace it like this. Now we have the new one. Copy the text to the top, to this one, and you can either adopt it, this we will make black, and change it to "you can get left behind." Then change the font to like an XP font. I will just take the Minecraft font. This is from the font Minecraft. Just Google this, download this. This is fine for this style we want to achieve, like this. Good. Also make the animation faster and then parent it to the error message. Scale it down. Go to the error message, go on the scale, and we want to make an animation from 0 to the scale we want at the final thing, and then just apply some easing. I'll go with the fast out easing again. Perfect like this. Now we want to pre-comp all the animations so we can make the final touch. Just for the windows, select everything and make a pre-comp. This will be the XP animation. Put it to the back, and all of this will be the chat, the GPT animation. The 2 and 1. Drag it to the top and press P because now we want to animate it again. Just make a keyframe for everything of the positions, and then on the scale, go to 6. Make the scale 30. Drag it to the sides like this. And also make sure the snapping is enabled and these two buttons, so now it perfectly lines up. This we can also enable the proportional grid. Make sure it's aligned like this. But for the 2, this will be completely disappearing in this animation. So now this is perfect. Select all of the keyframes and add some easing. Add the smooth L easing. So now it looks like this.
Two choices when it comes to AI. You can add.
So you can see this is the first choice, and now we will make a transition so you can see both of them. I will make the markers in which the animation will take place. Basically here we want to bring it back inside, get the keyframe from the X position and pull it back like this. Make sure the proportional grid is enabled and then add easing again. Now make sure continuous rasterize is enabled on the GPT animation. Then press on the scale and the position. Go to the end, drag it over so it's exactly in the middle of the left half of the screen, because this is the exact half and we want it in the middle. So now you can just take this middle and this middle. This will be the exact points in the middle of the animation. So like this, play with the animation so everything's lined up, and add the same easing. Also you want to make sure this animation only takes half of the screen. So just make a solid and make it red. Then press on the scale and make sure it takes in half of the screen. So like this is perfect. Select the background, go on this little snail and select the solid so it's exactly only half of the screen, like this. Make a position keyframe, drag it to the side so it can't be seen where it's finished. Drag it over. Play around with the easing for these animations, how it looks good.
You can get left behind.
To drag it back, the Windows animation, so the error message takes longer to appear. The next step is now to select all the animations we have other than the text in the beginning and make a pre-comp yet again, because we want to animate the separation. You will see what I mean. Then this will be just animation, we call it. And we want to press Command Shift and D and then press Command Duplicate. Now for the first one, we will select the left side like this and then take the mask and copy it to the other one. Press M, invert it like this. Select both of them, go to the position, make a keyframe, go to the ending here. Take the left one to the left and the right one to the right. Like this is perfect. For the easing, I'm taking the smooth L easing. After I animated the separation also of the two layers, I will select everything again, make a pre-comp for the last time, and this will be the full animation, go to effects and presets and add posterize time, edit, and for the frame rate I will put in 12. So now the animation is finished. This is how it looks.
Listen to me very closely because you have two choices when it comes to AI. You can either adopt it or you can get left behind. But here's the problem.
So that's the video, guys. If you have any suggestions for the next video, drop in the comments. If you have any questions about this video, also drop in the comments. Bye guys. In the description below you will see a link to eberdefer.com. This website has a full range of digital assets that can improve your work significantly. Not only do we provide tools to streamline your workflow and take your projects to the next level, but we also have editing freedom, a paid community that connects you with like-minded video editors, content creators and entrepreneurs from around the world. Inside Editing Freedom you will gain access to support from successful entrepreneurs, editing job offers and a network of ambitious individuals all striving to scale their skills and businesses as quickly as possible. If you have any further questions on any of the products, message me on the email on the website. It's time to improve your workflow and take your career to the next level.